In the early 20th century, the British Empire ruled India with a specific historical narrative. Colonial administrators argued that India lacked a sophisticated ancient past, claiming that any true civilization on the subcontinent was the result of Western influence. That assumption was proven false in the 1920s, when archaeologists began systematically digging beneath the dust of Punjab and Sindh. They uncovered a sprawling urban world that had been buried for millennia. The scale of the discovery changed the timeline of human history. Official reports in 1924 confirmed that this newly found Indus Valley Civilization was at least 4,500 years old, proving it was a contemporary of ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. But as the excavations expanded, researchers noticed a significant anomaly. Egypt left colossal pyramids, and Mesopotamia left monuments to conquerors. In the Indus Valley, there were no royal palaces, no statues of tyrants, or military weaponry. In fact, this modest stone figure is the closest thing to a ruler ever found in the ruins. This creates a historical anomaly. We have physical evidence of a massive, advanced society that dominated ancient trade, yet it functioned without an organized military or a despotic king. The question is how they organized such a complex society entirely through peaceful coordination. Evidence of their organization is found in their intense civic discipline. If you look at their street maps, you see a masterclass in urban planning. Their cities were built on a grid. The main roads were wide enough for 2 carts to pass, intersecting at perfect 90-degree angles. That mathematical precision extended to their raw materials. Every single brick found across thousands of miles was baked in a kiln to an identical ratio, exactly 4 units long, 2 units wide, and 1 unit thick. This level of standardization across such a vast geography suggests a highly organized workforce following shared rules. Instead of building grand tombs for leaders, they ingested labor into public infrastructure. Look at these foundations. The largest structures in their cities were communal assets, like the Great Bath, a public pool spanning nearly 900 square feet, likely used for collective rituals or civic gatherings. They also prioritized public health and hygiene. If you look into the streets, you see deep, engineered drainage channels. Nearly every private home had its own bathroom and toilet, which connected directly to a covered, city-wide sewer system. They recognized that a functioning society relies on sanitation and order. By ensuring every citizen had access to clean water and waste disposal, they built a stable, resilient population. Their power came from engineering and public welfare. With a healthy, organized population, they built an economy that reached far beyond their borders. The Indus Valley people were the first in recorded history to cultivate cotton and develop the technology to weave it into textiles. This brick reservoir in Lothal, Gujarat, is the world's first known human-made dockyard. They studied the tidal patterns of the Arabian Sea and built maritime infrastructure that allowed their ships to sail all the way to Mesopotamia to trade their goods. To maintain this international trade without military enforcement, they relied on extreme accuracy. They developed a standardized system of stone weights used by every merchant in the empire. Everything was calculated on a strict mathematical ratio of 16, ensuring a fair deal in every transaction. Because they didn't exhaust their resources on warfare, the citizens enjoyed a high quality of life. They enjoyed a diet of grains, freshly caught fish, and roasted meats. And we know they valued leisure because archaeologists keep finding these clay objects in the ruins. Carts with moving wheels and whistling birds, all designed for play. Their art reflects a society that celebrated human expression. Take this bronze figure of a dancing girl. The metalworking technique is advanced, but the subject matter is casual and human. Sculptures like this indicate a culture where women held significant social status. They built an empire through innovation and reliable trade standards. The Indus Valley proves that an ancient civilization could achieve massive geopolitical dominance by perfecting commerce and community, rather than through military conquest. Around 1900 BCE, this system began to fracture. The grand cities were slowly abandoned. Evidence suggests that shifting climate patterns altered the monsoon rains, and the Great Saraswati River began to dry up. Facing drought, the population was forced to scatter. They left their cities behind, along with a significant mystery. While we can map their streets and weigh their goods, we cannot hear their voices. They left thousands of written records, but to this day, we cannot read a single word. We see their writing on this square clay seal. Researchers identified roughly 500 distinct symbols, written right to left. Unlike Egyptian hieroglyphs, decoded using multilingual texts, we have no translation for the Indus script. These symbols remain purely visual, their meanings lost to time. However, the people did not vanish. As their cities declined, they migrated east toward the Ganges plains. They carried their agricultural knowledge and cultural practices with them. Everything from the design of the bullock cart to the bangles worn in Indian villages today trace their origins directly back to this civilization. The ruins of the Indus Valley offer a profound blueprint for the modern world. They demonstrate that humanity's greatest achievements don't require the ego of kings or the devastation of war. The most enduring societies are built on a foundation of public welfare, precise engineering, and a shared vision for the future.